So Amy is our next speaker, and where's Amy? Amy, there you are. Come on up. Amy is an artist, philanthropist, volunteer, sister, daughter, and friend, and she will discuss helping survivors of sexual violence and suffering experienced by secondary survivors and how pain can be overcome with compassion and understanding. And she's excellent.
Hello, Seattle. You guys are so sexy today. So, last year when I heard about Slutwalk starting in Toronto, I was thrilled. I was ecstatic and I cried because my dream came true. People were starting to work together to get rid of victim blaming and slut shaming and make a world where this kind of violence hopefully doesn't exist. Where you can wear what I'm wearing, walk down the street in any town, city, country, and be respected because you are human, and people see that. I marched last year. I begged Samuel to give me the chance to speak this year, and I'm very proud. I'm proud to be here, I'm proud to be alive. I'm proud to have the freedom to do what I'm doing now, because in other parts of the world, you could be jailed, exiled, or publicly executed for speaking your mind. And that's really sad. I'm just going to give you one bad example, but a lot of other good ones, because my mission today is one of compassion. I've spent my entire life trying to figure out what would change the world, what would make the world a safer place for everyone of every gender, no matter what you wear, where you're going, what you're doing. That's really important. So my one bad example, this happened recently. I did burlesque, yes, yay, burlesque, at the Wing Leaf Museum with the Shanghai Pearl. And I had to walk by myself through the International District. And I thought, oh, it's not bad, I live near there, right? So I just wore a t-shirt and jeans. And on my way there, I was harassed in so many different ways. One guy actually followed me. I was swore at. I was called a hoe. Why aren't I'm sorry. Thank you. The really sad thing is that I walked by one guy, and he just shook his hand like, hello, how are you? And I don't mind being social, because that's part of humanity. It makes life beautiful. I shook his hand just to be kind, and he wouldn't let go of me. I had to scream to get him to let go, and I ran into the museum, put on a smile, and put on my show, because I didn't want my co-performers to be sad. I didn't want to tell them what happened. And I know that may not seem like a big deal here when everyone talks about other things they've been through, but it hurt me. And I'll be quick. So the really funny thing is that I got home and after crying, I thought, okay, I have 2 more shows, I have to walk here. I'm gonna dress like a dude and see what happens. Is it really my clothing? Is it really the fact that I shower and look nice? I'm gonna look like absolute crap and see what happens. And I did. I didn't shower, big flannel shirt, baggy pants, hair all tucked up into a cap. And I was still harassed both times. Why aren't you smiling? Why aren't you sexy? What's wrong with you? Are you a lesbian? What is wrong with you? That's the harassment I got. And one guy did whistle, but it's all terrible. Compassion is important because we can teach it to our children, we can give it to others, we can give it to ourselves. It's a way to change the world. Everyone from the great Dalai Lama to Gandhi, to Martin Luther King, Maya Angelou, Mother Teresa have preached compassion because it does work. And it doesn't cost us anything to give. So my first example of compassion, I was on the bus, and this guy was harassing me. He was just trying to get my attention. Oh, hey baby, how you doing? Can I get your phone number? And I ignored him. And this guy, he came up and said, hey, don't do that. Don't disrespect this young woman. He sat there right next to him, and he protected me when no one else would. His name was Sanchez. I gave him a hug on the way out and said thank you, because you've done something that a lot of people are afraid to do. A lot of people see an incident, a situation, and they don't want to get involved for whatever reason. And I know it's not easy. Another form of compassion. 2 years ago, I witnessed a homicide over at 2nd and Pike. And the police officer, John Gertch, was very kind to me. He showed compassion and patience. And why is this important? Because through our media, through maybe other experiences people have had, they've labeled police officers, all of them, as bad people, and that's not true. What I'm trying to say, though, through my whole speech, is that it's just a few bad individuals, and you can find them in any group. I think most people are good, most people are kind, and I know I sound like a bad after-school special, but I swear it's true. My last example of compassion, I was lying on the bathroom floor of South Puget Sound Community College, and I thought I was going to die. I couldn't breathe, and I remember a woman walked in, and she stepped over me and went to the bathroom, and I thought, well, maybe she really has to go, and then she'll help, right? And she went, she stepped over me again, and washed her hands, and walked out. Luckily, a brave young woman, when she walked in, she ran right towards me. Are you okay? Do you need security? Do you need help? I still remember the backs of her sneakers as she ran out to get security. Then an ambulance showed up, and she held my hand the entire way through. I asked her name. My name is Heather. I remember her short red hair, her kindness. I thank her so much, today and forever, for being one of the few women to show me compassion, for being there for me, for saving my life. That's what compassion can do. It can change you. It can make you calm. It can inspire you to do great things. And it saved my life, and it can save yours. Just by being kind, by smiling at someone, you can prevent them from committing suicide, and that's what a young man told me. Thank you for smiling at me on the bus that day, because you made me realize that there was good people in this world, and it kept me going. I urge you all, be compassionate to yourselves. Don't blame yourselves if something bad happens, if you get raped or something like that, because God, it's not your fault. It's about the attacker. It's about their need for violence, not what you wore, what you did, who you went with. It's not that. I want us to continue what we're doing, this support, this love that we have here. I want it to be an everyday thing, not just a once-a-year thing, because more of us need to support each other. More of us need to show compassion and love. And hey, it's okay. It wasn't your fault. We're here to help you. That is so important. I want to thank Samuel and Robin and Ta, all the Slutwalk volunteers, the ladies in Toronto who started this, and every single one of you for being here, for being slutty, for coming out and making your voices heard. There's a lot of good men and women out there. There's a lot of good people out there, and don't let a few assholes ruin it for you. Thank you.